Hey guys, what's up? It's your boy J-Rob back at it again with another video, and today we will be filling out the tournament challenge brackets for the Ncaa basketball Division 1 tournament, and we're gonna get right into it because last time I recorded this video it messed me up, and I'm not gonna get into too much of detail, but let's just go. All right, so we're gonna start with the East region, and we have Duke going up against either North Dakota State or North Carolina Central, and it does not matter. Duke's going to win, blah, blah, blah. Let's move on. Okay, and this matchup between VCU and UCF, VCU, they have a nice record, all right? They play good defense, but my favorite food is Mexican food, and that is mainly due to the fact that I love tacos. And one thing that UCF has that VCU doesn't is a guy named Taco. And for that reason, I will be picking UCF. Other than Taco Fall, UCF, they're a pretty good team. I believe they're going to be playing better defense, and they'll just overpower VCU. Moving on, we have Mississippi State and Liberty. Don't know much about Liberty. I'm just going to check right here. Liberty, they play defense. But will they beat Mississippi State? Hell yeah. Let's go with the upstate. We're going to pick Mississippi State for that. 5-12. We already know what happens every single year. 5-12 seed. So we're going to pick that one. As for Virginia Tech versus St. Louis, if you do not know, they used to have a player called Jordan Jet. He was an interesting looking guy. But that was years ago. This is now. And they're playing against Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech is a pretty good team. And I'm going to go with Virginia Tech. And for this game, Maryland versus Belmont. If Belmont wins, I am picking Belmont to beat the Terrapins of Maryland College Park. Okay, but if Temple wins, I'm going to go back and change it. But as for right now, I'm going to go with Belmont. I believe in Belmont, all right? They're doing it. They were an at-large bid for a mid-major, all right? So they're basically helping us underdogs. So LSU versus Yale. Yale, I don't know much about them. I know LSU is nice. And LSU ain't getting upset. So I'm going to LSU. All right. As for Minnesota and Louisville, now Minnesota has a mature team. Okay. Their defense is not that good. Their opponents' points per game compared to their points per game is like damn near the same. So for that reason, I'm going to have to go with Louisville. Okay. And I've seen Louisville play more, and I think they're a better team. But who knows? Okay, as for Michigan State versus Bradley, go Michigan State. And we're going to move on to the South region. For the South region, I'm going to go with Virginia. They're not getting upset by a 16 seed again. If they do, Virginia will be the laughingstock of the ACC for years to come. And the next game, we have Ole Miss versus Oklahoma. Don't know much about Oklahoma, but I do know Ole Miss will probably win, okay? And this game, another 5-12 game, bruh. Dude, Wisconsin's good, but Oregon is hot. This team was not going to make the tournament if they did not win their conference tournament. But they got hot at the right moment, and they won, and that is why I believe the Ducks will quack to the round of 32 and beat the Badgers. And as for Kansas State and UC Irvine, don't even think that this is going to be that bad. I'm going to go with Kansas State. Now, St. Mary's, they won their conference. They pulled off the upset against against Gonzaga. And they've known to knock off some giants. Now, with Villanova, they've also had some upsets this year. They've been upset. And Villanova, I don't think they're going to get their act together. I think they're going to be upset. The madness will continue as St. Mary's moves on. Purdue, it's going to be easy for them. Now, Cincinnati and Iowa, this is a game to watch. Iowa has some ballers. Iowa has Joe Wieskamp. He's a freshman. He is pretty good, but Cincinnati, they have Cumberland. They also have Kane Broom coming off the bench. He's a scorer. I think Cincinnati has too much firepower. They will win. And Tennessee versus Colgate. I'm sorry, Colgate. Y'all might have the whitest teeth in the tournament, but y'all gonna lose to the Volunteers. Okay, if you got that joke, let me know in the comments. All right, moving on, Gonzaga versus Prairie View or Farley Dickinson. Who cares? Gonzaga's gonna win. Okay, We just know that. Now, for Baylor versus Syracuse, if Tyus Battle is not healthy, I'm going Baylor. But if he does indeed play, I will go with Syracuse. But for the time being, I'm going to go with Baylor. And this is another 5-12 game. Okay? You know, we had a lot of controversy with a certain Ncaa this year, as we had 2 documentaries come out about one particular Ncaa. And his name was Ja Rule. And those documentaries was about the Fire Festival. But this year's college basketball scene has been taken over by another Ncaa. And his name is Ja Morant. And Ja Morant is going to lead his team. The Racers will be racing into the round of 32 as they defeat the Golden Eagles. We have Florida State, Vermont. Now, Vermont is interesting because they have 3 brothers playing on the same team. I forgot their names. I think they're the Duncan brothers. They have Ernie Duncan, Robert Duncan, and I forgot the other brother. Okay, but other than the brothers, they all play. But they also have Anthony Lamb, who is a really good scorer. I believe he averages like 17 points a game. And the only problem with Vermont is that some games, a lot of their games, their starting 5, the tallest player is like 6'5", 6'6". Okay, they're not that tall. I mean, they do have 2 dudes that come off the bench who are 6'9", but I don't think it's going to work against Florida State. Florida State throws so many looks at you because they're so deep, and that's why I feel like Florida State is not going to get upset. Okay? Moving on, we have Buffalo versus ASU or St. John's. Now, I like St. John's, but Buffalo, they're a great team. Nick Perkins, Massenberg, Harris. Come on, son. Buffalo moves on. Go Bulls. New York. Shout out New York teams. We out here. New York. Imagine New York versus New York. Okay. Oh, shit. That'd be nice to watch. But Texas Tech, North Kentucky. And interesting fact for y'all. The Northern Kentucky gym was being used at one point by Cincinnati. If you did not know. Now you know. But one thing I do know is that Jarrett Culver will not let his Texas Tech Raiders be defeated by the Norse of Northern Kentucky, as his team will move on. Now we have Florida versus Nevada. Now Nevada, they do not go deep at all. They don't really go deep. They go like maybe 8 deep, but usually 7 deep, and they don't have a lot of guards, okay? They start the game with 5 forwards. But they're a mature team. They are mature, all right? I like their coach. They mature. Jordan Caroline, the Martin twins. They're a good team. Florida, I mean, they were hot in the SEC tournament, but I don't think they can dethrone the Wolfpack. Okay, so the Wolfpack will move on. Michigan, Montana. Michigan, easy pick. Moving on to the Midwest, we have North Carolina. North Carolina's moving on. Let's keep going. Iona's shit. They're shit. They won 17 games this season. Okay. Moving on to Utah State versus Washington. Now, this is an interesting game to pick because Washington, I thought they were going to win the Pac-12 tournament, but they did not. They put up a pitiful performance. They do have some good defenders, great defenders in Matisse Thybulle, but Utah State, don't sleep on Utah State. The Utes. I mean, did I say the Utes? My bad. The Aggies. Do not sleep. Okay, so as for this game, the 5-12, don't know much about New Mexico State. Let me see what they got. 30-4. Holy snap. Holy. They won 30 games? Oh, God. Okay. That's impressive. I was sleeping on New Mexico State, but can't sleep on Auburn. Auburn's going to get that. I can't pick all the 12 seeds. So as for Kansas for Northeastern, Kansas is going to win. But congratulations to making the tournament, Northeastern. Congrats. But you're going to lose. All right, as for Iowa State and Ohio State, we know what happened last time these two teams faced off. And it was heartbreaking to see my Buckeyes take the L. And I think that the Buckeyes will prevail in this game. All right. Don't know much about. I know the Buckeyes. They have the Wesson Bros and they got Luther Muhammad. I don't follow them as much as I used to, but they're still a pretty good team. Okay. And as for this game right here, Houston versus Georgia State, Houston's gonna win. Houston's a pretty damn good team. Pretty damn good. 31 wins. Jeez, they're nice. They're nice. Wofford versus Seton Hall. You know, you got Fletcher McGee, okay? The whitest name in college sports. But then you got Miles Powell. Miles Powell is a bucket. He is a bucket, and buckets get buckets. And Seton Hall, the Pirates will steal a game from the Terriers and move on. And as for Abilene Christian versus Kentucky, Abilene Christian, do they put up points? Yeah, but beating Kentucky, yeah, okay. So we're going to try to pick the Final Four teams from this right now. And right now we have Gonzaga versus Baylor. I'm going to go with Gonzaga, moving on. Florida State moving on. And I'm going to say Texas Tech moves on. No, actually, I'm going with Buffalo. Buffalo's moving on, and Michigan. But Michigan's going to pull out the victory. And this is the surprise. Florida State will come out on top simply because I think they are too deep of a team. They're going to throw so many looks at Gonzaga. Gonzaga's not going to know what to do, and they're going to be flustered. And Florida State will win. But out of this, Michigan's going to go on. Out of this right here with North Carolina and Utah State, North Carolina, my favorite team. I'm biased. As for Auburn and Kansas, I'm going with Kansas. Can I go with Kansas? I'm going to go with Auburn. Auburn is more experienced, okay? They have more mature players on their team. Yes, Kansas has those two brothers, the Lawson Bros, but they are unproven. So I'm going to have to go with Auburn. And as for Ohio State, Houston's moving on. Okay, H-Town. Do the whoa. Hey, you can't see me doing it right now, but I just did it. And as for Seton Hall, Kentucky, I'm going with Kentucky, baby. All right. And we're going to see a rematch of North Carolina and Kentucky in the Elite Eight that will see North Carolina moving on to the Final Four. And as for Duke and UCF, Duke's going to win. Zion, I want to see you dunk on Taco. That would be crazy. 6'7", dunking over 7'6". Insane. And we have a battle of the Virginias. Okay, Liberty's in Virginia. Virginia Tech, obviously in Virginia. I'm going to have to go with Virginia Tech. Belmont versus LSU. Don't think Belmont will pull off the victory against LSU. So I will have to go with LSU. Michigan State, they're going to pick up the victory. Two Michigan teams. Okay, in the Sweet 16, they make it. So Duke, they'll move on. I'm just going to have to go with Michigan State there. For real, all right? But I'm still going to have to go with Duke. And as for Virginia, they're going to win. Oregon, I'm going to pick Oregon again. I feel like they're going to be hot. They're going to be kind of like a Cinderella to make it to the Sweet 16. But St. Mary's won't be that Cinderella, nor will Cincinnati. So I'm going with Tennessee, and Tennessee will meet Virginia in the Elite Eight. But Tennessee will get there. And Duke, Michigan, Duke's going to go. But I love North Carolina. Tennessee, they got it. They got it, all right? And as for this matchup, I'm going to write out the score right now. And your winner for the 2019 NCAA Men's Basketball Tournament will be the Tennessee Volunteers. If it happens, you saw it here first, folks. J-Rob has picked the Tennessee Volunteers. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and peace.